Alright, this video is called One of Us Always Lies and One of Us Always Tells the Truth. Isn't that sick? In this video, the pissed off Muslim fundamentalist is the guy that always tells the truth. That's his strength and his weakness. Because in politics, if you're the guy that always tells the truth, what's going to happen? Everybody's going to point the finger at you and say he's lying, because they know that you're going to bust them out because everybody's doing something wrong. So if there's one person that everyone has vested interest to fucking smash on, it's the guy who's telling the truth, who refuses to back down, who says, no, I'm always going to tell the truth, when they're trying to fucking cheat the whole world at the same time. So it's a psych op. It's Israel doing a psych op on Iran. And it's Iran responding by fucking basically let's just say the response isn't exactly the most gracious response to somebody fucking with you I've ever seen, but they've showed somewhat restraint. But at the same time, Iran knows that it can't go to war by itself. So it spent this whole time getting its friends to help them out, appealing to its friends. Oh, Lebanon, oh, Syria, oh, Russia, China, help us out, like a bunch of bootlickers. So that's Ahmadinejad's weakness. That's Ahmadinejad's weakness. I call him Ahmadinejad because I feel that you know, the Akhl, you know what I'm saying? He reminds me of the Akhl, the way he says, get the Jew. Akhl, Aachen, you know what I'm saying? Sprachen die Deutsch, you know what I'm saying? That kind of sound. Anyway, that sound is what he reminds me of. Because he's the, no, I can see the good in him, but I also see this kind of dark side that when a righteous man is so fed up that he just doesn't give a shit. You know, it's something like that. That's not even the right way to describe it. It's just a good man that's been pushed to the very limits to where he's like, you know, it's a mix. In politics, there's some dirty, no good Arab politicians, and then there's some politicians who are decent guys, and they get very offended when other people do them wrong. And this guy's a lot like, he reminds me a lot like one of those politicians, except for he's higher up, so he's a little bit more corrupt than those small town, you know, honest politicians that tend to get assassinated, beat up, blah blah blah. So basically, since he's higher up and they're having trouble assassinating him, they're gonna have to blow up his whole country. America's problem is, for 33 fucking years, they haven't been able to recolonize Iran. Iran's like, we know you're trying to recolonize us. We know you're trying to control the Strait of Hormuz and our women because they're so beautiful. And yeah, they are beautiful. And yeah, I don't blame Iran for being paranoid about that. I'd be paranoid about that too, because that's what it is. A bunch of woods taking your women and not giving a shit. I know how that fucking is. I spent my whole life disenfranchised, labeled the underprivileged fucking class, even though I'm a brain fucking surgeon son, having a bunch of fucking Mexican and white and Asian girls looking at me like, our parents taught us that your race is labeled eugenics waste, and the white man gave you people syphilis and AIDS and all kinds of shit, and we don't want to catch it from you. You are the black guys who don't just have cooties, you got fucking STDs, which are killer fucking cooties. Man, don't you see what they've done? They went from saying the black kids have cooties to the black men have STDs. And they've went way out of their way to make it come true with the Tuskegee experiments. With the fucking the way they made most of the condoms that they give away for free. They made them for people with smaller, you know what's. I'm not even going to get into that. But there's subtle ways that the white man gets you. It's the subtle ways that the white man gets you. The white man knows that the less money you make, the less likely you are to buy a condom. You go to your average liquor store, it's like $4 or $5 for a pack of condoms, right? I've seen motherfucking people who are addicted to one drug or another. They're not going to want to spend that kind of money. People, they got $5 left, and they want to smoke a pack of cigarettes and have sex with some female, whatever, in a hotel, whatever they do, and what's going to happen? They're going to buy that pack of cigarettes and say, fuck that pack of condoms. You see what I'm saying? Or they're going to go to that clinic. And if you've made society in a way that a certain race is more susceptible to fail in that system, then of course the results and the statistics and the polls are going to reflect just that. I can cook the books too. I can set up the fucking state. No, that's like me saying, let's play chess, but I'm not going to give you all the pieces. Let's have a shootout, but I'm not going to give you any bullets. Let's go to war, but we got tanks and you got spears. You know what I'm saying? Let's bet at the horse races, but I already know who's going to win. Let's play Monopoly, but I start off with all the fucking pieces. I start off with all the estates. You know what I'm saying? Let's play checkers, and I start off with twice the pieces. You start off with one. Let's play golf, and I start off with my ball right next to the fucking hole. Let's play tennis, and I have 20 people on my side. Why not? Let's play. You get the fucking point. They have cooked the fucking books, and they have done it for a certain effect. The cause, the effect, the underlying reason, the underlying cause. When you're looking at a dramatic, specific effect, and you're studying the underlying causes, and you sit there and you ask me, if a bunch of secret societies went around the world and forced their cultures on everybody, how come there's no evidence? Because they're secret societies, you stupid fuck. Of course they covered up their footprints. If a motherfucker like me can cover up my footprints by my fucking self, imagine what the world's top fucking minds when they come together and they have nothing to do but sit there and talk in a Masonic lodge before they had cars, when people were still walking around, when people were riding camels and horses, people had fucking chariots. Of course they were sitting around and plotting the fate of the fucking world. They had nothing else to fucking do. Imagine, it's like the whole world was in prison. The whole world was in prison plotting to take over the world, and the fucking Semites and everybody that you would expect to come together and plot, the Semites, the sea people, the barbarians, they got together and said, let's plot on everybody fucking else. And that's what's going on. It's the old, this world isn't big enough for all of our races. This world wasn't designed to allow the black man to survive. This world was made for white supremacy. This is what they believe. They believe that the white man was made to replace the other races. So the answer to that, the hypothesis, is to experiment with it. Is to not only experiment, but to use the quantitative method and gather a large quantity of information and say, if that supposition is true, then what has happened in the past that makes it true, and what is happening right now that makes it true? What are the variables? What are the variables? What are the parameters? What are the boundaries? And when you start creating that environment for the experiment, it becomes very apparent that the white man has cooked the books, and everything he's ever done has to do with psychology. From the media, to the pharmaceutical companies, to the drug companies, to a bunch of white gangsters who extort people through fear. What is fear? Fear is a psychological reaction. It's a psychological effect to a bunch of shrinks and a bunch of mafia guys getting together and saying, how can we plot on these people? When the mafia said, how can we plot on these people, who do you think they went for? They went for a think tank. They went for the secret society lodges. They turned to the people who were doing it already. And they collaborated. So, was I wrong about Herman Cain? No. It's going to be an all-black election. The difference is not necessarily all black people, but it's all the dark fucking side nevertheless. All the fucking same. It's a bunch of scumbags. A bunch of bootlickers. You want to ask me, oh, Mecca, you said Gingrich was going to win. You said Cain was going to win. The dark side controls who's going to fucking win. Who's going to win doesn't fucking matter. Okay? It's a mix between what God allows and what the dark side manipulates. And God's not going to allow it forever. In the end, Romney is going to fucking win and that Obama's going to beat him because that is how it's going to be. Santorum is going to gain momentum. Yeah. It's going to come close. Yeah. But I still feel that Gingrich is going to win, but he's not going to win because the Masons are going to fix the fucking polls so that Romney fucking wins. Okay? This is what would have happened. Gingrich would have won, then Ron Paul, then Romney, then every other asshole. You understand me? That's how it would have went. But since they're going to fix the fucking polls, Romney's going to fucking win. That's the feeling I'm getting now. Of course, I could be wrong. You know, when I made the prediction, I wasn't in my meditative state, but I still had a feeling that God was trying to tell me something. So I still believe that God was trying to tell me that watch out for Herman Cain, watch out for the black guys, watch out for the all-black election. Thank you.